Prepare to fight.
There we go.
Round begins.
Yeah, I'm on the STRONGSAGE team.
2,
Okay.
1. Fight.
That feels good.
So, he's so fast. Gets the heavy rocket launcher, shotgun, LG, and doesn't take any that much damage for it.
But just so everybody's clarified on the pings, STRONGSAGE 80 and BUKSTER is 32 at the moment. So, and I think that should be most likely for the whole set as well. But yeah, I'm curious how it's going to go, because when STRONGSAGE really attacks with speed, it's very hard to defend with. And is BUKSTER actually going to try push in? Not going to get too much done. And so far, being very conservative compared to necessarily how he plays in practice sometimes, but...
Yeah, I like that rocket he hit. Like he is now outstacking a STRONGSAGE. Some splash damage.
But he is trying to defend this heavy, and I think he's going to actually eventually give it up. At the moment, STRONGSAGE not really winning too many items, but hits a nice rocket and pushes BUKSTER away, manages to survive. Still no frags though after a minute and a half.
Oh my lord, the LG from BUKSTER.
Yeah, he needs to try to finish.
STRONGSAGE, yes. Yeah.
Needs to try to finish this kill here at the very least. I think just from that damage, he's probably going to win this heavy. BUKSTER's not going to be able to get there in time. Going to pick it up and... Still, it's like very defensive. I love how as soon as like it's a match that actually influences money, you look how different people are playing with the amount of risks they're taking and such like that.
Yeah, there's actually decent split on the items. STRONGSAGE, yeah, is waiting to fall down and then enters a fight. BUKSTER does not connect his flame strike, so he can. Yeah, he retreats to the heavy. While STRONGSAGE had the mega health. Ooh, awkward engagement. And I don't know, STRONGSAGE, wow, his shotgun is doing the work, while the LG of BUKSTER didn't do anything. It was the let's grab actually, right? That made this happen.
Juice it up, baby.
But so far, STRONGSAGE still playing. He's still playing very safe here. Only getting his HMG instead of pressuring in a bit, but he's kind of got BUKSTER really tight, and he's not even gonna have an armor. He's gonna push in again for another frag. And I think this is one of the problems when you do pick the DK, because as you can see, the Anakin just can be like just in so many places so quickly, especially on a map that's so small.
Yeah, BUKSTER completely out of the map, but does no, I wouldn't say it was a trap. It was just that STRONGSAGE fell down and BUKSTER happened to be around the corner. Yeah.
Well, nice LG there by STRONGSAGE there.
BUKSTER thought it was safe. STRONGSAGE there aimed, primed and aimed with his LG already.
But we're already seeing it. I think so far every time BUKSTER has used the flame strike, it's either just narrowly missed or it just hasn't really connected. And I think it's one of the reasons why it's just so hard to connect it against the Anarchy, because every time he's done it, he's just kind of moved out of the way as he's been trying to cast it. So, but maybe later we'll be able to see if it does connect. Maybe it converts into a frag. But trying to fight over this mega here. No battle's going to take place. And look at that. He gets hit by the fire, instantly just cancels it with the inject. BUKSTER even still gets the mega. But now's a chance for STRONGSAGE to still push in here. He's kind of trapped at the HMG. BUKSTER actually pushing in with LG, managed to push him away. And again, gonna finish with LG by StrongSage.
Yeah, I do like StrongSage falling down and then just holding that angle with the LG, so BUKSTER cannot really fall down and do the finishing blow.
5-minute warning.
He does create a gap though between him and StrongSage, so he gets the mega health, but it's not for free. StrongSage getting that rocket out.
But look at that, was really nice backward movements there actually by StrongSage, managing to still defend while BUKSTER was pushing and maybe be another kill.
Yeah, and this is a bit frustrating.
Killing spree.
Like playing against a champion that can heal himself is yeah, the window was closed because of the inject.
I mean, even though it's only a 5-frag lead, let's have a look on BUKSTER's POV. I mean, he doesn't have LG yet. He will get it now. But I think for really BUKSTER to kind of really have an impact in this game, he's gonna need a really clean kill. But if he gets pinned like that with LG, that's definitely not gonna work out in his favor. No, and look at that. I mean, every time he's used the flame strike, I know he's kind of like forced to kind of do something there, but how can I say? It's not enough to convert into something. It has an impact. It does do something to Anarchy, but it's not like a really big change in momentum, and that's why StrongSage is 7-0. I wouldn't necessarily say that's a testament to BUKSTER's skill or BUKSTER playing bad necessarily. It's just this matchup in itself is so difficult.
Yeah, StrongSage getting a frag and a heavy. Full rotation, and like the speed he has, he just BUKSTER without any weapon.
Yep. And even now he's... I love that after he's kind of, got a bit more comfortable, StrongSage definitely playing a bit more aggressive now, knowing that he's got a comfortable lead.
Yeah, maybe a small mistake that he leaves the heavy the mega health up for BUKSTER, but yeah, like the movement he has, jumping over the statue while BUKSTER only had the rocket launcher, so it's not that big of a risk for him.
Well, this will be great for StrongSage's confidence, I think, going into the future maps. But, like I said, we'll have to see how he's going to be able to handle the second map with that Ranger pick that BUKSTER has. But then again, just kind of just pushing BUKSTER around a lot now. But there's not too much he can do at this point.
Yeah, his mission would be to get at least a frag on the board, because that's money.
Yep.
Okay, there we have it.
Okay, it actually does blocks that entrance there, then follows up with a kill. BUKSTER now with 2 frags. But yeah. How did you feel about, how can I say? Well, it's interesting to see, like, the fact that at the start of the game they were playing so slow, and then as soon as the floodgates are open, all of a sudden everyone's just, pushing like crazy, but
1-minute warning.
fortunately not too much kind of going on now, just kind of StrongSage is going to maintain his lead. BUKSTER will get another kill there, but...
Oh, I hope that there's not another frag, because
Stopwatch.
then they are over 15.
Maybe that's why StrongSage is running, because he put in his predictions before.
Yeah.
And so he's trying to make sure he gets in his quota. Needs to start killing himself, I think.
In the real world, there are rules for that.
Oh, true, yeah.
Like he's winning the match, and maybe also the headphones.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go over, read the chat.
You lose. You lose.
Yeah, strong from Sage.
I'm gonna do a bit of conversion because I don't know what these numbers mean really.
Oh, or the amount of money.
Yeah. So Strong Sage is an additional 70 USD. Well, that's what he's currently. That's what he's currently at.
Yeah, the number beneath their camera is the amount they get from the frags. And like the worth of the frag will also be less and less depending on the amount of frags, because like the amount that is reserved for the frags, they get divided on the amount of frags, and then you get your part. Of the frags that you made.
So you can't just absolutely just bully someone and completely destroy their bank, whatever this.
Yeah, I thought that was the case because and that would have been pretty interesting, but it isn't so. Like how it was explained to me, that if that you can have a maximum of a 10 frag deficits, and then the whole money pool will go to the one that's 10 frags in the lead. But the numbers are not saying that, so I think it is just divided through all the frags, and then you get your amount of frags as the part of the money pool.
So it looks like all games are actually played on West because they have the same things again. But
Prepare to fight.
how can I say? I kind of favor BUKSTER here, but who do you favor in this matchup?
Round begins in.
Yeah, I think BUKSTER also. Like, let's start him in.
Fight.
Yeah, Ranger, so strong. Although this map has more, like has I wanted to say 3 lights, but I haven't played it that much, so I might have missed a light.
No, it's only 2. But hang on, Bucks almost worked out to be a frag. Nice little clutch invis there by Strong Sage. BUKSTER does have him trapped, but not connecting with the rails, and he's gonna just push in with LG there.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a map to do with angles, very much so. We're like just trying to trap people by, I guess as they're coming to the different light armors, but also trying to contest high ground. It's very awkward in some moments. Little awkward battle here at rail, but doesn't die to the fire. BUKSTER's still going to remain alive, 3 HP.
Poor Comer is saying there are 4 lights. I think he is cross-eyed.
Is he trolling me?
No, he's just seeing double.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wow, it actually manages to get out. I'm quite surprised by that.
yeah, well, the wall jump will come in handy.
Nice little push in.
But yeah, if you do that with VQ3 movement, then you have burning feet. Okay, nice.
Yeah, and this is one of the problems with the Nyx pick, isn't it? Because as much as he has the invis here, if BUKSTER is really on top of his damage, it can be a really tough matchup. But Strong Sage doing a really good job actually, because he's not. See, some people in this moment they would kind of blow maybe one too many frags and really make this become like a bit of an unwinnable map. But StrongSage doing a very good job just keeping it slow, keeping the score relatively low as well. And, you know, he's still going to have a good chance in this game.
Yeah, I do like also the tactic that he's taking. Like, just not give any sound hits. And the invis, yeah, should be used because else it would have been a rocket orb combo. Oh, now BUKSTER is in available state. Does get a health bubble. Great.
I understand BUKSTER's orb usage, but at the moment, how can I say, he's kind of used it one too many times where he's going for a shot, but it doesn't amount to anything. And but actually, StrongSage maybe actually catch him here, shotgun.
Nice.
And he will do.
Like this map looks complex, but in the end it's just a few circles. So if you just walk around the other way, you can just attack your opponent from the other side.
That's right. But BUKSTER managing to get the mega there. StrongSage still with a decent stack. I would like to see StrongSage kind of creep a bit more. Will connect to rail. And so we'll trap BUKSTER here, hits the rail. And yeah, that's not going to work out, but
Gun down before you shoot yourself.
it's a nice idea by BUKSTER, but unfortunately StrongSage does hit the rail and he needs some damage off spawn. BUKSTER surely is going to be another frag for StrongSage. Actually going to gift it to him by jumping in the lava there.
But like the stones are really tricky in this map. Like you will bump your feet here and there.
You came
Dip
to
your
the wrong
toes in the
place.
lava.
Stopwatch.
But so far, StrongSage, like I said, he's actually played it quite well. He hasn't just kind of... he's kind of limited BUKSTER's usage of the orb, and as soon as BUKSTER's using it for damage or kind of getting an advantage there, just StrongSage able to just kind of walk all over him at the moment, but still relatively close. It's definitely not over yet.
Yeah, and in the end, like his ability is also a total mitigation of the orb if you pop it in time. Like it's the same playing Nyx against skill booty. You can just totally negate the active ability of your opponent.
Yep. Wasn't quite railable there, but that would have been a rough rail if he did hit it. And StrongSage showing his good use of Nyx jumps, getting to that top armor there quite quickly. And nice rocket by BUKSTER to just quickly clean up that kill. So now it's going to be tough because there's not going to be many armors up, and BUKSTER does have the weapons. Actually manages to orb up. Two excellent rockets by StrongSage there, but...
Yeah, I was scared that BUKSTER would dip his toe in the lava again. Being so low, he would have melted.
But it just goes to show, look at how... I mean, BUKSTER had quite an advantage there. He had quite a lot of stack, and he did have the weapons, but two nice rockets by StrongSage kind of just sets himself up in a defensive position, and not so much he can do. And it's going to be a bit even here, but StrongSage does have high ground. Going to eventually go for the rail now. I'll switch to BUKSTER's POV. I think if BUKSTER really wants to still have a go at this map, he's going to kind of needs a bit more value out of the orb, because so far, kind of his saving grace to take an advantage. He will rocket jump up. This could be a nice trap. Does hit the damage. StrongSage still has invis, holding on to it for so long now.
Yeah. And also BUKSTER, yeah, using rail before throwing the orb, so his rocket was a bit delayed. So that was a small window for StrongSage to activate the invis.
Stopwatch.
kind of getting a little bit into dangerous territory going towards the end of the game, even with the 2-frag lead. The StrongSage is doing exactly what he's doing, but he managed to hit a corner rail there. BUKSTER will push in. He has no invis. Does actually convert the kill. So still a chance. And this is going to be tough because he's going to get heavy and he's going to go straight to Mega.
Oh, and he spots StrongSage, but StrongSage has to have this.
Oh. I mean, that...
He got the mega health, yeah.
Yeah. That extra rail that StrongSage hit, it's going to push really BUKSTER out. He could have had a chance to maybe contest there and keep pressuring, but it means that for this next heavy, it's not going to be too easy to keep contesting. It's actually going to orb up, though. Nice little rotation there. Actually going to manage to steal the heavy instead. Nice little rocket. He's going to get knocked out of the map. Oh god.
Not like this.
I mean, if you go out like that, I wouldn't be too mad about it. That's pretty random, but
just the
still
blame sync.
Yeah, sync error. And these rockets are definitely not connecting.
That's another one down.
Oh, that's a really frustrating way to lose a frag there. Oh, it could have been StrongSage's turn though in the pit.
Does lose out on the major item, but uses the invis to get out unscathed. And yeah, BUKSTER only working with the rocket launcher. Does get an angle, but it's not a full-on connection.
But actually, hold on. StrongSage is kind of getting caught there in the lava, and he will get the heavy now. I like StrongSage not actually committing here. He knows if he takes any damage, it's not going to be very good for him going into the last 30 seconds. But BUKSTER needs to just kind of push and do any damage he can.
Around the corner, his damage is not there. Or not getting him in a better position, so yeah, this fight is over.
Nah, I don't like what BUKSTER's doing. He's kind of waiting for this heavy, but at this point, you need to kind of keep pushing, even if it does mean that StrongSage could get it. StrongSage is going to blow invis. And this is a nightmare. When you're playing from the low ground trying to catch someone on high, I've already experienced it once already trying to chase someone, not so easy, but BUKSTER going to lose the second map, unfortunately. And StrongSage 2-0.
You lose.
Yes. Yeah, like they're going to play indeed all the maps. So let's see people in chat talking about it.
I'd like to see if anybody clipped. I didn't get a chance to see it because we were seeing in game, but did anybody clip BUKSTER's reaction getting knocked out of the map? I can't imagine he would have been too impressed, but. And yeah, BUKSTER's kind of got quite a big mountain to climb if he wants to win the set, because BJ versus Scale, if that's already tough enough as it is, Doom versus Clutch on a Workin. He does actually have low ping, or relatively low ping, so it is somewhat manageable. But yeah, we'll have to see. Yeah, he just needs to kind of keep his composure together and see if he can actually reverse sweep. But yeah, it's definitely not going to be easy.
Yeah, it's actually interesting now that they have to play the whole set. Like, can you, yeah, get yourself enthusiastic after you have lost four maps, for example, and yeah, it's just. It is. I think it would be mentally a bit challenging to play. Yeah, on the back foot, all the maps. Let's see. They are jumping in. Predictions are up.
And we'll see what BUKSTER's plan of attack is here, I think, but... I mean, he's really going to take use of the fact that he's definitely got the LG advantage. Like, if he plays in the LG battles, that he should be able to LG the shit out of him. But if STRONGSAGE does what he does best and uses rail a lot and puts aggressive with the bull rush, it's going to be really hard. And already from the very beginning, doesn't waste any time. Pushes right into heavy.
BUKSTER was available for a moment. Oh, I like this. Like, yeah, STRONGSAGE not really having a great weapon arsenal. He does hit 1-2 rails before dying. And he spawns at rail.
And I mean, just look at this again. You know, he spawns a rail with way more stack. If he keeps BUKSTER low, he has to be so patient. I mean, at this point, BUKSTER can't even contest the next Mega if STRONGSAGE does it right, but not even going to give him a chance for that. And push right in. Okay, and I think we're kind of heading in maybe into a bit of tilt territory, potentially.
Yeah. It's nice that he's home, so he can just rage a bit and just follow on through, but it is frustrating.
Yeah.
And STRONGSAGE is currently hitting everything. Yeah, BUKSTER isn't also making it that difficult by jumping just into his view.
I mean, that's quite tough. Quite a bit the bounce pad there. LG unfortunately not quite connecting the way it should, and BUKSTER gonna get it trapped, but I mean, 4 frags, even though it's only 2 minutes, he does want to kind of give quite a big lead to a tank who has more speed, and if STRONGSAGE always does damage, if, you know, having any sizable lead, it's going to be very tough for BUKSTER to be able to come back. Because he's always going to trade so well, he's always going to do a lot of damage. And you're going to get trapped here with the rockets. Not even going to get the heavy, it looks like.
STRONGSAGE even adding light to his stack before taking the heavy. BUKSTER does get the mega health right from spawn. Ooh, and he's just plus forwarding.
Yeah.
Knowing your life was meaningless.
Yeah, like I actually thought like STRONGSAGE's positioning is really great. Actually, he takes positioning that like his enemy only has a few pixels, and he has a great angle where yeah, the enemy, if he walks into sight, he has way more room to adjust his aim.
Yeah. And especially when you're the tank, that's exactly the type of stuff you need to be doing. Otherwise, you'll always trade too weak. But fortunately, BUKSTER gonna miss his rocket there, and STRONGSAGE gonna get all the items here. But this has kind of been part of the problem, because again, it's oh geez, okay, well, STRONGSAGE kind of just doing whatever with the rail at the moment, but connecting like 3 there. It's a bit like the first map with the DK, where if the flame strike, if your ability isn't doing what it needs to be doing, you know, it does look as brutal as this. And at this point, I wouldn't be surprised if BUKSTER calls GG. He actually does manage to catch him with the LG here, but again, bull rush comes through, connects with the shotgun. I'm just gonna get bounced around as well. Mutual frag, but
yeah, this does earn BUKSTER some screen time. Yeah, he got the frag, but also suicided. So still on one. But it's actually working with a full rotation. Oh no, the Trinity at the ready. Yeah, not much LG ammo for doing this, but it's enough. Oh, 7 health left. The regen will assist him a bit, and yeah, the double back is dangerous because STRONGSAGE is there with the LG, just abusing the movement to get in this phase of BUKSTER.
Yeah, I think sometimes it's the cornerstones of what happens in some matchups there, because you know he lost the first map. Wasn't really too much he could do there. I think that matchup would just been tough in general, but I think this ring out really kind of set really annoyed BUKSTER, it looks like, and I'm sure there's maybe issues he thinks about the ping and such like that, but I think at the moment, he had obviously I would think he would have had a different plan for this map, but yeah, not working out too great. And I mean, look at that. I mean, he did have 60% rail there, with 34 rails fired, 20 connected. So everything he basically hits at the moment is just kind of working out for him.
He can do a 360 with the bull rush. That's great. My sensitivity is too low to do that.
Yeah, Sync, if you're watching, you need to fix that, mate. Please, for all the low sens gamers out there. Yeah, this is kind of a bit whatever at the moment. Oh, it's actually capped to 20. Did you vote for more than 15 frags this map?
No.
Ah, bugger. Really? Jeez, did I give you that advice? I hope not.
Yes, you did. No.
I think I might have, to be fair. I said, well, hang on, that's before I had the information.
Okay.
Before I had the information that BUKSTER was going to get rung out on map 2, because I didn't know he would be like kind of tilt pushing a little bit on this map. And yeah, well, 18-3. And we'll see, and he's gonna get ringed out again.
Frag left.
Well, actually, we'll convert a frag there. And he's stuck in time. But STRONGSAGE gonna instant. Oh, I would have preferred if he just ran through him there, but.
Was he all tapped or something? No, yeah, we can't see.
You might have been.
Yeah.
But, yeah. I mean, 20-4, but I think that was obviously more of a case that BUKSTER's kind of just had a bit of enough.
Yeah.
And on top of that, he's got to face up against Clutch in the next map, which is one of STRONGSAGE's better picks. So.
Yep, against Doom.
There are a couple of people in the chat saying 420. That is awfully particular.
It's 5 maps.
Yeah, they're going to play the whole series regardless of whatever kind of... even if someone has already won the series, they're going to play it, because I do believe every map is money. And, yeah, see how it goes.
Let's see if that fits the overlay. Yeah. It does so perfectly.
Rob, I'm just gonna be right back 1 minute, okay?
Okay.
Oh, this feels like a wicked hangover coming on. Look out below!
Thanks, Bowie with family for the resubscription. Finally, QC again. And FXGG. Thanks for the follow. Same goes for Source Gaming TV. Ale Wee and Blue White 31. And then Typhreep or something. Yeah, I think the players are ready. Oh, but they are... Yeah, they just removed the 20 frag limit, so... we won't have an early finish for Awoken. Thanks, James Dean, for the 10th month resubscription.
But I'm sure StrongSage is going to get some confidence because this is kind of his more of his first maybe first impression. Not sure what the word for that is. On like kind of like a a match that where a bit more money's involved and such like that. So good to see he's taken accustomed to it. He did look a bit nervous on the first map, but I think that just probably for everyone in that getting used to that environment. But as soon as the frags started coming, people started to be a bit more open. Now Doom versus Clutch. I mean, yeah, but it's like it's very tough as the Doom because you kind of have to do a bit of gymnastics. It feels like you got to kind of really use the movement to kind of not get hit by damage, but then Clutch is pushing so quick with the shields. Could this be another 420? We'll soon see in a second, but yeah, I mean, BUKSTER's going to kind of make some of his money back at the very least.
Yeah. Yeah, it's also not like I wouldn't be in a great mental state right now.
3, 2,
if I was in BUKSTER's shoes.
fight.
No, it's definitely not easy to play like that. And already, StrongSage is going to push right in, and actually looks like he's going to get the kill here too. Yep. We'll convert the first frag.
But on the other hand, like, everything is already lost. Maybe you can just play a little bit loose, and it doesn't hurt as much anymore than the previous few maps.
It's StrongSage hitting a lot there. Basically connect everything he sees at the moment.
Yeah, everything is going right for STRONGSAGE. Like the timing of the frag and the succession frag, quick to follow up. Not the best spawns for BUKSTER. STRONGSAGE actually missing a shot. Is this a window for BUKSTER to get into the rotation? Like STRONGSAGE still needs to collect the time files. Great rockets from BUKSTER. Nice! 2 rockets planted at the portal entry. STRONGSAGE getting a bit yeah, hurt by that. Now he has his ability back up. Does not do any damage again.
But it's interesting to see, interesting to see STRONGSAGE's kind of style here, because he's just kind of just giving himself as many opportunities as he can to hit the damage, and well, every time he's doing it, he's basically hitting. So very tough to stop, especially when you have the damage reduction ability, and with the Doom, not necessarily able to get. You know, where does Doom get his advantage if the clutch is hitting as much as he is? That's why it can be so tough sometimes.
Yeah, and then the stack from clutch is a pretty nice thing, because you can trade the damage and still get out on top. But it's now BUKSTER with the major items. No overstack on the heavy though, but a lot of health. Yeah, now it's... Should we just switch to BUKSTER? Let's see if he can do something. Yeah, shotgun, but he does not have the shotgun. The LG is sufficient, but it wasn't. It could have been much cleaner if he had the shotgun out. Or in his arsenal first.
Like what BUKSTER's doing here, he kind of used a bit more nail gun. And I think against somebody who's being very aggressive, just spamming a lot of locations, or if STRONGSAGE is pushing, jeez, just spam some nail that direction. You'd be surprised what connects against the clutch. Definitely quite a lot. And again, similar to like the Anarchy, look how many positions the clutch can be in such a short amount of time. He can just be in T or really flicking between locations quite fast. But STRONGSAGE playing it safe. He's not going to overcommit until he actually has the stack to do something. BUKSTER will connect to rail. Nice little rocket there by STRONGSAGE too.
Yeah, it has to definitely slow down a bit.
Yep. I think BUKSTER really needs to focus on just getting this next frag. I mean, in the sense of like not kind of being too aggressive, because the second he does that, well, even right now, STRONGSAGE is going to rotate, flick through the heavy. He's hitting a lot, but actually managed to convert the rail. Nice little angle there. And STRONGSAGE with 100, potentially going to push back in. Actually, not going to push.
Oh, he is dead. Yeah, getting pushed into the jump pad. Oh, and he goes in again.
Nice little rail there, actually, by BUKSTER too. But yeah, look how dangerous the starting nail gun can be. Able to get in the position so well there. And again, nice little catch by BUKSTER. And I think for the first time in this whole series, actually having a lead. STRONGSAGE are going to push with super shotgun. Gets the kill with the laser. You don't often see that.
Yeah, and he has to spend way more time to collect the weapons. Gets trapped by STRONGSAGE, who is moving a million miles an hour through the portal.
I mean, this is the problem sometimes with the Doom, because you know, when the clutch can move so quickly, as much as the Doom has the mobility to go through T and to do all these jumps, sometimes off spawn he's a little bit, he's just like any other VQ3 character. He's very slow to get anywhere. But I'll switch to Strong Sage's POV, just defending the heavy at the moment. And BUKSTER gonna push in, but with shield and this LG, it's not gonna work.
Yeah, STRONGSAGE leaving the mega health to BUKSTER. And yeah, he's back at T.
And now we're starting to get to the problem that was a bit similar to the... Actually, cancel what I said. And BUKSTER is just going to push in with LG there and get the kill. But BUKSTER just all over the clutch at the moment with these this LG.
Nice. During the reload. He gets the LG out. And, yeah, it's a tie. Like, I do think like 2 or 3 frags STRONGSAGE was a little bit... yeah, too much YOLO.
Stopwatch.
Oh, look at that LG by BUKSTER's all over the clutch there. I think a little bit though that does feel like with the ping, but actually maybe BUKSTER did turn on a VPN. I'm not sure. He is 43 ping to this server, or maybe it's the case of just a different different west server that sometimes can be played because it kind of rotates between a couple. But STRONGSAGE is going to defend the heavy, and we'll get away with it.
Impressive.
Oh yeah, like I wanted to say BUKSTER is doing great pressure with the starting machine gun, but then he was still caught out of the open. But he does win this LG battle though. Worse for wear. STRONGSAGE takes an interesting route. Doesn't spot BUKSTER at first sight, but in the end finds him.
One minute warning.
Yeah, and STRONGSAGE is going to defend the heavy again with LG, and now when you're playing against the tank, when STRONGSAGE has the shield, look at that, just again all over BUKSTER there.
Yeah, you also definitely see that STRONGSAGE is in some kind of flow state. Like his decision making is just so fast.
Yeah.
Like the moment he got that frag and the mega health, he knew what to do to get the next frag. He'll jump to the T position because BUKSTER just spawned that rocket launcher. So he's not only hitting like a truck, he's also reading
You lose.
Yeah. Exactly.
what to do to do not give BUKSTER any chance.
But yeah, I mean, look at that. BUKSTER had 58% LG, 60% rail, but still, it's a very particular matchup, and I think especially when you play it on those pings, you need to be quite quick with the LG or avoiding damage. But yeah, just not going to work out. And going to the 5th map, well, kind of really favoring STRONGSAGE now, I guess, because of how it's gone. But yeah, BUKSTER he does have a good pick here, but I just can't see it happening based on how the last maps have gone.
Yeah, it's going to be Visor versus Sorlak. BUKSTER playing Sorlak and STRONGSAGE playing Visor.
Gone on, so okay. So final map to see.
Yeah, is Pork in the house?
What's that, sorry?
Have you located Pork? Oh, there he is. No, I was wondering if there was a prediction going, but it just appeared. And both players are ready.
Yeah, don't want to start too much of an argument between people, because some people would say, "Oh, ping this and ping that," but ultimately, and with just the fact that you can still play the game online and still play it, you know, cross-continental is pretty special. And how can I say? I guess in the system where you have to play like that, it's about trying to master those attributes. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's like it's balanced or it's fair, but you just gotta kind of play the cards you're given. And yeah, I think some people oftentimes complain about the system, but unfortunately it's the best one we've got. Otherwise you'd be limited to how many people you can play when there's only a few people who still play, you know. So, but anyway, going to the last map on BUKSTER's POV, gets the heavy spawn and gonna push right into STRONGSAGE here. STRONGSAGE does use his ability. And BUKSTER kind of just going for it, but super shotgun against the Solag, and STRONGSAGE going for a tactical suicide. I like that as well.
Oh, he spots the LG, but it doesn't get to it. BUKSTER gets his frag, and I like that he prioritizes this heavy. Kind of lost out on the positioning though. It is quick to tie up again.
Impressive.
Yep, and this is the issue that we were kind of having before, where STRONGSAGE is hitting the rails. It's very tough for the Solag here.
Time. Stopwatch.
Yeah, STRONGSAGE will have his vision up.
Lead taken.
Yeah, starts a team frag, and BUKSTER just jumps in back into the fray without any weapons. Okay, does find the Mega Elf and Rocket Launcher off spawn, and is managing to make this frag a trade.
Mm-hmm.
It's like even I am having more fun. Ooh, this is hurtful though. Bring a rocket launcher to an LG fight.
Not too much to say at the moment. I think, yeah, I mean, when we kind of get to the last map and he's already kind of down in the set, and STRONGSAGE is going to catch him with a bit of LG here. And again, look how hard it is for the Sorlag going through any type of choke. I mean, he's getting pumped with the LG there. But just by BUKSTER's movements, I feel like he's kind of being a bit more relaxed with how he's kind of moving around the map, not really taking as many precautions like he did on the first couple.
Lost.
I'm saying he's going to push in with the shotgun, clean up again.
Combo kill. Перестань унижаться.
Yeah, like his decision making is really good. Like also the decision to just walk up close with the super shotgun. Like he had BUKSTER so low, and BUKSTER, yeah, if he would have chosen the rocket launcher, he would be getting more damage in one go, but also damaging himself. It's just really. Yeah, really great decision making. BUKSTER not getting any room. And like I'm struggling with the combat side of Quake Champions. Like it's like Cypher says, it's really yeah, one of the more combat heavy Quakes.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what's the best way to practice?
Combo kill. Killing
Well, I think, well, definitely online, I would say one of the best ways to do is to, without sounding too basic, as a really general statement, is the more aggressive you play, it's like quite hard to defend because there is like an element of the ping, so, and everything is client side. You can basically be aggressive, and a lot of the time when you're aggressive, it's actually very hard for your opponent to stop. I mean, not only because of the netcode, but even like how can I say, even as like a game theory or philosophical sense, when you are aggressive too, the other person has to prepare, and the game in a sense is chaos. Right, because of how quick people move, or how the weapons are kind of limited, but they also function really well in some circumstances. The more aggressive you are, it's like the other guy has to really work hard to stop it. So, how do I say? When you're playing these duels, you know, you're trying to figure out how to basically maximize these aggressive pushes, but as you do that, you then begin to realize, like, oh, when I stand in this position, or if I have high ground, and with all these different, you know, situations, you begin to realize, like, the boundaries of those things. Like, how can I say, like, where you would be able to defend if someone's attacking in this particular scenario. But then what makes Quake Champions just a little bit more complicated than other Quakes is that because you have varying speeds, and you have champions with, you know, less health stack, more health stack, it starts getting very complicated. But I think the advice I would give to anybody that plays the game is, like, again, without sounding too general, is like, think logically. Like, for example, if I'm playing against an Anarchy, and because his hitbox is not quite on the ground, and the way he moves, he's a bit harder to hit with rockets. So maybe I'd choose, you know, to be more rail heavy, or I'd use LG in a particular way where I'm going to be more certain I'm going to hit him. Or how can I say? Yeah, I think just like try to think of the game in a logical sense, and to trust your own instinct as you're playing on what you like to do. And hopefully the idea is that over time you'll begin to piece it together, and that's what makes the game fun to learn. But unfortunately, it does take a case of sometimes getting yourself beaten up hundreds, if not, you know, thousands of times. But you know, when you play against someone who's your skill level, it's very fun, I think. Well, I hope people are having fun.
Yeah, it is. And also sometimes, like, if someone is stronger than you, it's like if you just played your own game in a good way, then I think it's also enjoyable, because then you can learn something from it. if you
Yeah.
just being completely destroyed and didn't know what really was going on. Yeah, those are frustrating.
I think for a lot of people that that do play though, one of the problems is that Quake Champions just demands a lot of you, even when you're playing for fun. Because even if you want to have fun with the game, you do kind of need to be playing focused and seriously. Because if you're playing loose, the game is too loose. I don't know how else to describe it. But you know, have fun with the game, play with it. But I think the problem that a lot of people have is like they often, because it's generally a 1v1 game, they attach their, you know, their sense of self or their pride to. I'm very guilty of that. I'm sure we all are in some sense.
Yeah, but I feel it especially when streaming. That like I'm more frustrated when I'm streaming. So because I'm just super aware that it is happening and it's out there.
But in a sense, that's honestly, see, what I love about that, and I totally agree with you, is that it's like putting yourself through the fire. Now, don't do that all the time, but a part of the problem, like a part of the thing that when you put yourself through the fire, you're actually kind of saying like, well, why am I getting so triggered? Or why am I so annoyed? And then you actually, you know, if you kind of embarrass yourself, because that's, you know, you're putting yourself out there and people are going to see it, then you have the opportunity, if you choose to actually take pride and to focus more, or to play your best. Because a lot of this complaining is more of a sense of, man, it's like getting distracted by the game. Just wanting to do better, but ultimately, if you lost, you lost. And no amount of complaining. And I'm not saying I'm better than anybody because I did this yesterday. Is that you have to take pride in that, and once you do, you can make change, you can make progress. And now we're, you know, cooking with fire, as they cooking with gas, as they say. Anyway, GG's. StrongSage does take full 5 maps there, and scores himself 8,575p, which looks like rubles. Let's have a look. That is. It won't give me USD. Well, it's 180 Australian dollars, which I think is about 145 USD.